Alright, so thanks for coming back to woodworking with me. My name's Ethan, as I had said in my previous videos. Today, basically what I'm going to do, I wanted to go over the process that I've been going through for a new project. This project isn't woodworking necessarily, it's kind of like wood carving, rather. I'm going to be doing both on this channel. I'm new to both of them pretty much. Woodworking I've been doing for a little bit longer. Wood carving, I've tinkered with it in the past, but here lately I've gotten more into it as well. So what I've decided to do is watch a bunch of videos. Jean Messer is one. I've watched quite a few of them. And there is another one, her name's Arlene, I'm not sure what her last name is. She has, what is it, Woodcarving Shop, I think, is her channel. I'll put a link to that in the description below. But I watched one of Arlene's videos to make this. Of course, this is a little Santa Claus. It's not perfect. It's got too much of a ridge here because it was carved out of a cone. This is a cone Santa. So it's carved out of a square or cone-shaped piece of wood. So it's not perfect. It was my first attempt. But with me, I'm one of those people that I want to jump right into it and do things that I shouldn't do yet because I don't have the experience. So I'm doing that anyways, because no matter what you do, you're going to get more experience learning what to do, what not to do, what worked and what didn't. So this video is going to be in a couple different parts. I'm not sure if I'm going to have to break them up into separate videos, but within this video I'm going to talk about a couple different areas of things. So what I've done is coming up with a project. I thought of a person that I wanted to do something for. So I wanted to do something for my father-in-law. And he is really into guns, whether it's revolvers or pistols or shotguns or things like that. He really liked those. And also he really likes westerns, old westerns. Gunsmoke specifically is one of his favorites. And of course the main character on that is Sheriff Dillon. So what I've done is the revolver that Matt Dillon uses in Gunsmoke is a .45 caliber Colt single action Army with a 7.5 inch barrel. I found that out just by googling the show and the sheriff and gun, and it gave me what he was actually using. So I've done some research on that. So you got to find out who you want to do a project for. You got to find out what it is you may want to do for them. Look around, and then whatever you decide on, like I decided on the revolver here, then you got to do research on that specific piece and get the dimensions and all that, what you're going to do. So I got the dimensions. It wasn't easy to get the dimensions. I'll show you what I had to do. So since I only found what it was, I couldn't find any antique gun website to give me the exact dimensions. All I knew is that the barrel was 7.5 inches. From back to front. So I found a picture right here. So it gives me a front, the side of the side view of the left and right. So what I had to do was, knowing that the barrel length was 7.5 inches from this part of the barrel right here all the way to the end, I knew that was 7 inches. Since I have an iPad, I took it down, I zoomed in on it like this until I got the barrel actually to 7.5 inches, and then I took one of my drafting tools here. This is an Architect ruler that has different measurements on all sides for doing scale drawings, and so I used that, and then I would pan over and I measured every little piece on this. And so by doing that, I came up with a drawing. First, I did a little sketch up here in the corner, just hand sketched and wrote out, the different sizes on each one, the different measurements. And then once I got done with that, I used my drafting instruments, and I made this scale drawing down here for what I'm going to do. So I'm not going to do the entire three-dimensional carving. What I'm going to do is basically what's going to look kind of like a relief type carving. So what I did was I took that picture, I put it on, I traced it with onion skin tracing paper. Traced that. I used spray adhesive. This isn't really the best one to use, I found out, because this is more like construction type, and it doesn't spray out like a clear mist. It sprays out like Spider-Man's Spidey web. It worked okay. We'll see how it does going through the process, but I don't think that's the best one really to use for this particular application. This one is Loctite Professional Performance Heavyweight Bonding. It says 300 heavy. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Water and heat resistant. So it's used for wood, metal, acrylic, carpet laminate, and polypropylene, and PVC. So yeah, that's probably not the one that you want to use, but I did. And I bought, this is a 24-inch long by half-inch thick by 3-inch wide plank or board of basswood that I bought from the local Hobby Lobby. And as I said, I transferred that onion skin over to it, and then I cut out the individual pieces of the revolver. And so once we actually put them together and I get them all carved out, this is what it will sort of look like. And what it's going to end up being, I'm going to have a larger backboard to put on it. It's going to be a contrasting color of wood, whether it's cherry or mahogany or something to have a darker background to it. But I'm going to carve out, round it all over with carving and all, and try to make it look decent and do that for him for Christmas. So there's that. So that's going to be my first little venture besides the Santa Claus into carving. Like I said, I'd messed around with it before, but I never really did anything with it. Okay, the next part of this video is about some of my tools, like what kind of tools do I actually have. I like the palm carving tools. And I'll show you what that actually looks like. Basically, these has a flat surface here, so you can lay them down; they won't roll around. The gouges and things like that. So I have several of those, and then of course I have my carving knife. This one says Walnut Hollow, which is like I guess it's a registered type thing. So there's that. But it's just a regular blade for this one. It's not curved or swan or swoop or whatever they call it. I haven't learned everything about all that yet. I have those. Then I also have some of these kinds. Just this. They have gouges and V-tools and things like that. I also have X-Acto knives. I have a set of these. So, and they got different types of blades for that as well. So I'm going to be doing that. That's the wood carving tools. The drafting tools that I've been talking about a little bit. The ones that I used, of course, compass. That's good to use. I have a French curve, which I did use on several areas of this particular project. Triangle. You may not need the actual triangle, but I use it as a straight edge when you want to actually see the lines behind it, and this is clear. So I know where I was in relation to those lines, as opposed to using this one that you can't see through, and so you have to come down from the top. And I used both of them though. I also have this. This is a nice little, like a T-square, and I use it for the edge of the paper when I need to draw long lines and make sure that they're 90 degrees perpendicular to the side of the page. Another one, of course, I used a protractor to find the angles, and I had to do that on a couple different areas of this project. Just finding what angle does this piece go to in relation to these other pieces to get an accurate drawing, because I don't have an actual revolver to go off of to get these dimensions. So I'm just doing it off of a picture I found online. Oh my gosh. Alright. Okay, this last little part it's still tool related, but it's a little bit more about me. I get excited whenever I go to, like, we don't have a Home Depot, but we have a Menards. We do have Lowe's, but Menards seems to be my favorite. Last night, yesterday, we went and we got a few things from Menards. Had a birthday recently, and I got some gift cards. So I got this, a little pocket planer. I have a bigger planer, and I only have one, and it's kind of a universal planer. But this little pocket planer, I found I really could have used this on my project that I had done for my wife, because it's a lot smaller, and I just needed something small to get in some areas. So I got that, and then I got this, which is I've been wanting for a little while, a caliper. You know, to find actually what size is this thing, and does it match up to that one, and is it, you know, the right width and all. And then the other thing that I got was this. This is the complete book of woodworking, everything you need to know to master the craft. This one is by Everett Ellenwood, but it is a pretty sizable book, and it goes through all different types of things for carving. And I would suggest you at least take a look at it if you can find it. Then you can decide for yourself whether you want to actually buy something like that, or if you need to. I have other woodworking books out in the garage that is actually about woodworking, not wood carving. This one's specifically for wood carving. But this is what I have gone through so far. It's been a bit of a process trying to find all the angles and all the sizes, only knowing the size of the barrel, and then, you know, having to stretch out the picture and get it lined up and pan it, and, you know, measure everything in relation to the barrel. So that is where I'm at so far. And I am going to be doing other projects in the garage with regular woodworking, making a table saw sled, and some other things for the shop. And then my wife wants me to make a baby carriage, so I'll be doing that as well, deciding the type of wood, things like that. So I'm going to stop this now, but that is what I've done so far. This process that I've gone through for this project, and I will let you know how the project progresses and turns out, and kind of where I probably had some problems, or where some issues came up. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about my process so far? Do you have any other improvements? Do you know exactly what type of spray adhesive to use? Because this one, yeah, it'll work for this one, but it's kind of messy, and like I said, it's like a Spider-Man spidey web, and yeah, it's kind of messy. So know exactly what I would want to use on some more delicate type projects. So I'm going to go for now. I will keep you all updated, so you can subscribe to this channel and watch other videos that I make in the future, and watch progress on this particular one. And I will talk to you all next time.